Hey, what's up guys? This is Sami again here. Welcome back, and this is coffee time as you know, and today is 8th March 2023 and from Netherlands. Let's without killing the time, let's go to our videos. We have made a video about component lifecycle and about OnInitializedAsync and those things. And now today we want to make a video about this on after render and on after render async. Okay, you have an example here in Microsoft, but we wanted to do something else because in this video I want to make it as it is, because when we talk about these components, we talk about two components. Sometimes, for example, we want, when we click in component R, we want to something happen to other component, and that's why in this component lifecycle coming in. And now let's me to do my microphone right there like this, and I'm coming here near the mic, and because I want to make, first of all, I want to make two components. Look here, two component. Component one, I say this is parent, okay? Component one is parent, okay? This is parent component, and I have other one, I say this is a child component, because this is standard thing and really good to understand. Okay, we have child component and parent eraser and child eraser. Okay, in the child, when I say these are component, these are not component. One of those is component. Here I want to say page, I mean at what is this now? What happened to this keyboard now here? Let's see. At what the hell here? At sign. I want to say at page. I want to say this is a page, this is not a component. And now you get what's the difference between page and component here. Let's say, for example, this is our parent, okay? We have a page, an endpoint, the name is parent, okay? And this parent, what has this parent? Look, I want to say this parent has a button, okay? There's a button, it has a button, and in button I want to say on click, when we click on key, on click, this is not click, on CLC, on click, I want to say on click run method, okay? I want to say on click run method. What is this now? On click run this method for me. Which method? This method, okay? I close it and I say click me, okay? I have here a button. When I click, it runs a method. Which is that method? That's this method. See, we make it, because this is really good to understand. If you understand this, you get all of Blazor story, okay? I want to say I have here private void method with the name of run the method. Good, okay? And then I say this is a method, and this is say I make here other function. This is a counter page, which is as default here, okay? But let me do my thing. Parent. Let's go to parent. Oh, I am in he. I'm doing like this. This is our child. Command parent. Okay, parent here say for example private variable counter, which because this is as educational purposes, and that's why we take it as simple as possible, understandable. Okay, getter and setter, and here in this void method I want to say counter plus. Each time you click you say counter plus 1 2, with each click it's say okay 1 2 3. Okay, this is this. Okay, this is a page, and now we have other child, but this is component. What's it when look what's the difference between these two? Are razor component, razor extension. Okay, when we say at page parent and we give a direction, this is a page and we cannot initialize it as a component. But here in a component we are not going to say this is a URL, this is just like this, and we want to make an object of this. And like this I want to say now, look, we want now to go to the child page as here, and here I have made a text document. I want to say here in this page I have an integer, it coming as parameter. Okay, and I have a list of string as info, and here I have some methods. Some of these methods you saw in the last video, but we are going to take a look about all of them. That was OnInitializeAsync, OnParametersSet, OnParametersSetAsync, OnAfterRender, and OnAfterRenderAsync. These four we had in the previous video, but we want to see in the next form of educational. And now here we want to talk about these two, on after render and on after render async. But before of that I want to say this is child component, and now you see how we use a component. Okay, we have here a component, and now I want to say here I want to make, for example, h4 as header, and in that header I want to say here is add sign counter, which is that variable here. Okay, it is. And I want to say here again, I have here exact here, I have here a for each loop. I need to use add sign, I think. For each, I want to say for each because I want to iterate something string in that list, because I want to iterate in this info list. This is a list of something. Okay, list of text. I say here item in info. Okay, just h4 show me at item. Okay, it's simple. It's just simple showing this text, so simple as possible. Okay, now let's make an analysis. We have here two components, then one component. This is a page parent. In that page, let me for a while run it. Let's see. Let's see, it's doing nothing but just run it for a while. Let's go to the parent. Oh, look, this is this page. Okay, this page has a button. This is all what this page is doing. Every time I click here, okay, it say counter 1 2 3, this. And now these are two components. Now let's see here. I want to make this OnInitialize. Okay, I want to say when OnInitialize was that before page render, when the page fires, before that you see that first of all changes happen, and then you see that. I want to say OnInitialize info is our list. I want to say OnInitialize as async, say add a text for me there and say number 1 on initialize. Okay, so on initialize, and I want to say here when you add that, then we have on initialize async. I say this is number 2 on initialize async. Okay, and after I want to use, just for example, I can say await task dot delay, for example, dot delay for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Okay, and now let me now initialize. I want now make a object of that child. How I'm doing that? I say here, I'm saying, okay, child, that was the name was child. I say child here, I get it, child, and then counter, because it accepts a counter as parameter. You see here, we say here counter parameter, and this is parameter which I give now. I say counter at counter, here at counter, and then like this. Okay, and now let's again run it. Here I make an object of that class in other component. This is how you look here. If I go here, I say parent, see here, look, on initialize async, when I run the parent page, it initialize other methods in other component which I get from there, you see. And if I click like this, okay, and now we know on initialize async, when the page fires, it initialized. Okay, and now we had also other thing. It was on parameters set async, and I want to set on parameter set like here. I want to set on parameter set like this, and I want to say this is number 3, and here I want to say on parameter set, and here again I copy this here, and again I want to say task delay for some time. Okay, and here I copy this name here also like this. Let's again run it, and now each time when that happened, and these two also on parameter set initialized, you know. And now let's go to the parent page and see. Take a look. I'm doing nothing, huh? I'm doing nothing. Look, two of those things for on initialized, and after that on parameter set async, just add for us. Okay, every time I click, these two is going to, like, look, every time I click, these two again rendered. You see, this is really beautiful. This is they say on parameters. When I click, set that parameter. When I click, it adds something there. It set something for me. Okay, and now we have here on after render. It say first time when I click, look, when I click here, it rendered. Okay, and I want to say when I click after that when I click, I want something happened. And what's that? Okay, we have here a bool. It say true or false. Okay, we want to say if first render is just true, like this, first render is true, just what do for me here, Control C, I say here info that add number 4, and then I want to say on after this, and then else, Control C like this. I want to say this is first render, and on after first render, second render, after first one. I write like this because to understand. Okay, first time say it was first render, and second one it was second one after the first one. Okay, and then we have again async, and as you see these are two the same, just sometimes you have async method and just you have to make a consideration about await. Okay, and I want to say here again is 4, this is 5, and this is 6, and here I want to say on after first render, on after render async, after the second, and here I think oh yeah, so, and now let's again run it. Structure, this is just component, this is not URL or somewhere to go, this is a component, and this component everywhere in my other classes. For example, I have other class fetch data. Okay, if I'm coming here, for example, I say again child. When I say child, it say component page, I say here child, and I say counter, you see counter, and when I make it initializes that page for me. And this is a power of reusable component. You can use that component many times as you want. And let's now run our page, child and parent, and now take a look. I'm going to the parent page on initializeAsync. When I go there, before you see the page, here, you see, first on initializeAsync, when page load, on first render, you see, that's it. And now if I click now, look guys, normally these are two pages, this is other. When I click in other page, other component react. This is the thing. When I click here, when I click on that parent page here, this component going to react. You understand that? And when I click, I expect this, see, after first, and now again, after first, and then this is life cycle. Okay, we are going to continue this also, but for today is enough. I hope you understand these are 3 important, and see you in the next one, and have a nice day.